You've made it all the way down from the Northern Territory. We're really sorry for our weather. How was the trip for you, Garal-wuy?
Fine.
It was fine?
Everything's fine.
You survived?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a very long trip? How long did it take you? Was it plane, bus, train?
With a plane, 4 hours.
Okay, yeah. Yep. And you've been quite tired because I think you've been visiting lots of churches and speaking to many people since you have been here. Yep. Are you planning to get some good rest tonight? We hope. I hope it's not too exciting. I always find after these events I don't get to sleep until very late because I'm too excited. Garal-wuy, you helped translate and also helped Rachel write her book, Adopted in Love. Do you remember meeting Rachel for the very first time? And can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I went west.
I'll just put them.
I went from Garal-wuy community is a Sanamlen.
Yep.
I went from there to meet Rachel at Gawa Christian School, and she gave me the vacancy, like doing job in Gawa Christian School, and I was doing a teaching assistant, but God was still wanting me to do a translation that time while I was doing a teaching assistant that time. And I was praying and asking God, is this what you need, want me to do? I want me to teach them. Yeah. And I want to be a teacher, or there another job for me you wanting me to do. And I was still waiting. Then I saw all those school logos.
Okay.
It's on the side of the truck. While I was sitting, eating food, then I saw all those logos. It's got different logos, 3 logos, and it represents 3 homelands. Then God showed me that logos, and I was start thinking that I would be a translator. What I'm a translator. And He showed me everything. God showed me everything. The land, the song lines, even the school that it has got a logo. Like in the flag, in the uniform, and on the side of the truck. And then I went to my grandfather, old man, and I was asking me to give me a permission to do a Warami translation. And he said to me, Minmak, okay, that's your job. And God is putting you into that job, into that work. So if you want to be a translator, I can be the Warami teacher, so I can give all the words. Yeah. The old man was saying to me, he's a leader, and also he's a leader on the song lines. And while I was writing all the book, Adopted in Love, the old man was always with me. And we will start writing all the translation, Adopted in Love. And he is a very respectable old man. He always honor God. Yeah. And he always talked to me and told me that the Gawa is a place that God gave to Warami people. And everything in it, because we worship and we honoring the God with our inheritance. Yeah. That God made everything into the land and to the sea. And that's how language is powerful to enter into the balance of world modern society, so we can carry our language with our back, even our song lines. So all the Balander will recognize who we are and why are we here for. And that's how key way. Language is our key to enter into the Balander modern society.
Thank you. Thank you, Garal-wuy. That is incredible. Thank you so much. I'm only starting to catch a glimpse of how important this book has been for you and also for your community, and also that it was not just you, but also that involved everybody in your community behind you, supporting you in translating and working alongside Rachel. So this is so lovely and wonderful. It touches us greatly that you can be here to share in this, and that we have the privilege of seeing this book that we can buy now in our shops and catch a glimpse of the Northern Territory from Melbourne. Thank you so much. I'll pass on to Rachel. Rachel, in Adopt in Love, you write, you cannot tell with your eyes that they are family, but their hearts reveal the truth. You were strangers when you met Garal-wuy, and now you are family. You've been adopted into her family. How do you know that you were part of the Yolngu tribe and community?
One of our favorite songs actually goes, Muni yakka ngara maringi nungo, gani ngara ko yakka maringi, jisu jado lung maraman limuroin. We didn't know each other before, you and me, we didn't know each other, but God has gathered us, made us one together. I feel from the very beginning, just that generosity in every funeral, my sister welcoming me, introducing me to everyone, more names than I can ever remember. I feel that I started as a very young principal in that community. And I just love being vulnerable. I love not knowing, because that just, my needs allowed people to fill that, be the answers to my needs. And I think it's just that wisdom from old man, that him telling me that it's okay to not know everything, and they've got my back. So in so many different ways, crying on the ground together, dust on our faces. So many ways.
Wow, thank you. I love being vulnerable. I'm going to take those words and try to apply them to my life, because that's not how I think about vulnerability. But it sounds like your weaknesses allowed others to be strong for you and grab you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Tony, I'm going to come to you. You spent 17 years living in Niger with your Liz and with your family. How were your family integrated into the Hausa culture?
Well, we made a big effort right from the start to learn the language. That was critical. You couldn't have that depth of trust and relationship working through a translator. Now, we didn't live in the villages, but particularly myself, I made frequent visits there, and whenever I could, I slept overnight. And that's when people really talk around the campfire. And I marvel, most development projects, it's sort of fly in and fly out with your four-wheel drive. People don't talk about stuff that matters in that kind of situation. But at night time, you're eating the same food, you're talking about the events of the day and the troubles and the triumphs of life. And it's really a beautiful thing. So on the one hand, we didn't really integrate, but on the other hand, whenever we had those opportunities, we grasped them.
Yeah. So taking time, listening, watching when people were relaxed and being part of that time was just as important as all the proper business things that you do 9 to 5.
Oh, I would argue more important. So it's fascinating to me that most development textbooks, they talk about best practice and the technologies and the methods. 95% of our success is in relationships and building trust and being there for people when they're vulnerable, when they're happy.
Yeah, amazing.
Even if they don't believe what you're trying to help them with, out of deference, this guy is not such a bad guy. I'll do it anyway. It doesn't make sense, but I'll do it anyway.
That just leads on to my next question, because I wanted to ask you about how, I mean, your challenge wasn't so much the environment or trees, because that's your expert area, but actually changing the hearts and minds of farming communities that were, this is part of their livelihood that you're dealing with. How do you persuade people to change their minds on something?
It's interesting. I work for World Vision, and the marketing people have great fun at my expense, and they make up names: the tree whisperer, the forest maker. And I really surprise them when I turn to them and say, actually, 95% of my time is regreening mindscapes, and that's the space that I work in. And so how do you do that? I don't think that I do that. You're giving me powers that I don't have. The trees themselves had such a big impact that the people convinced themselves. The little part that I play is to ask people to think, if we continue business as usual, destroying the environment that actually our life depends on, if we continue, where will that take us? And a lot of people have never really thought that through before. When they do, it's quite frightening. And we've had most amazing responses. I've run workshops in 27 countries, and people say, it will be hell on earth. Everything that I know and love, our ancestral land, we'll have to leave it and go to the capital city. And I say, oh, that's not very good. Would you like to try something with me? I don't know the full answers, but let's experiment together on a small part of your land and see where that takes us. And so it's a journey, and it's very important that it's not me teaching, it's us learning together. It really is an experiment together to see if we can do this thing better.
Wow. Thank you so much. And thank you all. I think I've just gleaned so many insightful nuggets of wisdom to take away, to journey together with others, to take communities alongside, even in the writing of a book that only has one author's name on the cover. And to just be expectant to see where God takes us, because we don't know the answer or the full story at all when we begin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Gurruwiwi, and thank you, Tony. I'm looking forward to hearing more and reading your books. Thank you.